Cracker Barrel has instructed employees traveling for work to eat at the chain's own restaurants whenever practical, part of a broader push to pare travel costs as the company addresses sagging sales and recent staff reductions. The guidance, disclosed in an internal message reported by the Wall Street Journal, also says alcohol bought on business trips generally won't be reimbursed unless senior leadership pre-approves exceptions. What the memo says. According to the report, the company's internal communication asks staff to prioritize Cracker Barrel locations for all or the majority of meals while on the road, subject to location and schedule constraints. It further instructs employees that alcohol purchases should be covered personally unless a special occasion receives advance sign-off from an executive. Why the change now? The move comes as part of cost-cutting measures at the Southern-themed restaurant chain after a period of slowed revenue growth and layoffs. The changes follow a high-profile branding effort in 2025 that drew widespread criticism and led the company to reverse elements of the redesign, a controversy that, observers say, deepened scrutiny of management and the brand's direction. Reporters and analysts link the new travel guidance to a company-wide emphasis on trimming discretionary spending. How this fits into a wider trend. Cracker Barrel's directive is one of many recent examples of companies shrinking the perks available to employees who travel for business. Surveys and industry reporting show finance teams and executives are increasingly focused on lowering travel, lodging, and meal reimbursements. The Wall Street Journal article cites broader data suggesting more employees now expect to shoulder some travel costs as corporate budgets tighten. Employee reaction and practical implications. Early reactions inside the company were mixed. Some workers, already facing layoffs and uncertainty, downplayed the dining guidance as a minor change. Others viewed it as symbolic of a new, stricter expense culture. Outside the chain, workers at other companies report similar adjustments, scouring for cheaper hotels, limiting restaurant meals, and skipping previously normal expense items such as hotel laundry or alcohol. The policy could raise logistical issues for employees who travel to areas without nearby Cracker Barrel outlets or with tight schedules that make detours impractical. What leaders and experts say. Business analysts note that directing employees to company locations for meals is an unusual but straightforward way for a restaurant operator to capture more revenue from existing business travel. Critics argue the approach can feel punitive and may erode morale if employees see it as expecting them to act as walking advertisements while they are already absorbing other workplace pressures. Industry observers say companies often try to balance cost control with policies that are still practical and defensible to their staff. Bottom line. Cracker Barrel's new travel guidance highlights how even everyday parts of work life, where to eat on the road, whether to expense a drink, have become focal points for corporate savings efforts. As companies wrestle with slowing sales or margins, employees are increasingly likely to encounter tighter rules on travel spending, with consequences that extend beyond balance sheets to employee experience and brand perception. Sources: reporting by the Wall Street Journal, January 30, 2026, and coverage in national outlets summarizing the internal memo and company context.